Hello there, my sweet stars, and welcome to With a Witch, where we do stuff with me, a witch. Today, I am back home from vacation, more on that in future videos, and my cats are very attached, but we're pressing on anyway. With Loki here, we'll be chatting about my July TBR, my list of books to be read, if you're unfamiliar with the genre. And because I have no chill, and also no ability to make decisions, I'm letting the tarot choose the 6 books I try to read this month. The Starseed Oracle is my deck of choice, mainly because I thought an Oracle deck would be way easier to match with books than a tarot deck would be, and also because this deck is gorgeous and I don't use it enough, so we are using it now. Anyway, I'm just doing a quick cleansing of my deck, just loosening the energy back up and resetting everything by sorting the cards alphabetically. You might notice some long pauses in there. That's because my ability to recall the alphabet is nil, and multiple times I had to pause to remember whether R comes before or after O. I'm a winner. While I finish that cleansing up, let's just chat real quick about how I'm going to be choosing books with this deck. First of all, like I mentioned, I'll be picking 6 books. That tends to be a good number for me, though it can sometimes depend on the book. Last month, one of my 6 was A Discovery of Witches, which is more than 600 pages long, and I am very much still working my way through that one. But generally, 6 works. Of those 6, I'll be choosing 3 that are fiction or general nonfiction, and 3 that are specifically out of the witchcraft, spiritual, pagan, etc. genre. Alright, now that we're all cleansed, I'm giving everything a good shuffle, 7 times with a riffle, because I'm very attached to the number 7 when it comes to divination decks. And then I'm just shuffling them around to see what comes out at me. The first pop was very liberal, the first 4 right there, and then the second pop gave me my last 2. Very efficient, Starseed. Thank you very much. Before we chat about what exactly those cards I just popped are, we're going to quickly set up my TBR page in my Book of Shadows. This spread is going to be extremely simple, just 1 page and with space only for cover art and readings. I'll do more detailed spreads for each book as I read them. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see some of those happen in future videos, but for now, this is going to be perfectly sufficient. I do want to quickly address why I consider this relevant to my channel and particularly relevant to put in my Book of Shadows. The witchcraft books fit in a way that's a little more obvious, but the fiction books, why would I include that in my BOS? The answer is twofold. 1, for me, books have always been like the essence of magic. They're transportation, a release and a relief and a friend, many friends sometimes, a comfort. A good book is absolutely a spiritual experience for me. And because of that, I really like to keep track of those experiences in the place where I record all of my other spiritual experiences. The other reason that I have these in my Book of Shadows is that since I started practicing and researching witchcraft, like in real earnest, I find so many sources of inspiration for my practice in the most innocuous and unexpected places within books. Just last month, for instance, I was reading a thriller, which I never read, and there was this line that just came out of nowhere and hit me, and I immediately had to write it down in my BOS. Alright, back to the actual content of this video. Let's talk books. So I filled my BOS in backwards order of how I drew the card, so kindly ignore the reversed footage, please and thank you. But The first/last card I drew was The Great Severing. The subtext reads, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. The book I matched this with was The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave. This book is inspired by the 1621 witch trials in Norway, and I am psyched to read it. The short version of the synopsis is that there's this island community of fishermen and their families. During a storm, all the men are completely wiped out, leaving the women to take charge of the community. Several years later, a firm-handed man of Scotland arrives with his obedient wife, and basically no one leaves the same. I think this fits this particular card pretty perfectly. The conflict and the masculine energy of Mars, potentially softened by women, maybe. Or maybe all the women die, and that could happen too, but regardless. The cover also really strongly spoke to me of the card's art, so we'll take it. Next up, surrender to the sweetness, pleasure, joy, and making love to life. Between that description and the card's art, I decided that this was the perfect sign to pick up a beachy romance read I've been wanting an excuse to grab for a while, and that's Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. This is a gay romance. The tagline is, What happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales? It is very loosely enemies to lovers. Basically, the two quote-unquote royals have some beef with one another. A picture depicting that beef gets out, and then the White House and the Crown force them to hang out to avoid any political backlash from their issues. Cue falling in love. I'm obsessed. If you're not, I don't understand you. Next card. You're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. I at first thought about going for a book that focuses on embracing the inner weird, or a book that itself is a bit hit or miss with readers, one that requires a weird reader to enjoy. But then I decided that Onlooking would be perfect. This is a book of essays written by a journalist, Alexandra Horowitz, who took 11 experts on different things like bugs and rocks and signage around the same block of New York City and asked them to just talk about what they see. It's basically a book celebrating nerds being nerds and how different our perspectives of the exact same stretch of road can be. Let's go. The Seas of Mintaka. I'd read you the subtext, but it doesn't really matter. I did not use it when picking this next book. You may have noticed I spent my first 3 cards on my non-witchy book, so when I came to this card, and it's July, and it's hot, and I just want to go to the beach, I immediately went for water magic. Now, keep in mind with my witchy books, I aim to read broadly. So some of the books I choose are fairly widely and well spoken about. Some of them I randomly find on Amazon. This is technically one of the latter, though it really does seem pretty decent. It's called Water Witchcraft, Magic and Lore from the Celtic Tradition by Anwen Avalon. The title pretty much speaks for itself. From the synopsis online, I'm expecting it to be addressed to a fairly new witch, so there might be some repeated information in there, but it also mentions that it includes an abundance of exercises, which I am a sucker for, and may describe in future videos, if they're any good. We will see. Now we have All Paths Lead Home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. This is another one that I took very literally, so I'll be reading Intuitive Witchcraft, how to use intuition to elevate your craft. This is another one I'm anticipating being fairly beginner level, but also supposedly includes many exercises, so we shall see. And our last card, a fun one. Portal, doors are opening, you decide, rewards, wild card. For this one, I leaned heavily on the wild card aspect and went with Condensed Chaos, an introduction to chaos magic by Phil Hine. This one I am very much looking forward to since I actually haven't explored much of chaos magic really at all. This will probably be a slow read for me because I am anticipating taking many notes. And that's it for my TBR. I'm just adding some decoration to these pages. I have some plans for some vlog type videos in the very near future, so you can catch up on what I end up thinking of these books there. And if anything is particularly useful, you know I'll be doing an exercise or spell work or whatever it may be with me video too. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like, it really helps me out. Subscribe if you want to see more videos where we do stuff with me, a witch. And if you made it this far, drop a book emoji down in the comments so I know to send you some love. Until next time, I hope you take the time to learn lots and explore worlds beyond our own. Bye!